What's up, Knucklehead Nation? Welcome, and I am Tavia Tenpow. I am here, and I am back. Across from me on the screen, all the way from California, is Tony TKO Khath. Am I saying that right? Is it Khath or Koth?
Yeah,
Okay,
you
all
got it.
right, all right.
Yeah,
I forgot to ask you. I just wanted to make sure. Tony, how are you tonight?
good, good. How are you?
Yeah, good, good. It looks like the sun is still shining over there in Cali. The sun just went
All
down
right,
over here in Florida, so it's
all right,
nighttime for my kids.
all right. Bedtime.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Tony, I'm so grateful that you joined me. I know we've had some scheduling issues, but I'm glad we finally got to jump on and talk here. George just wants to give you and all the rest of the champions at Fighters Rep your spotlight, your moment, your time to talk about yourself and your recent fight and everything to come. So I'd like to give you a chance to, just for the fans to kind of get to know you a little better, myself as well. I'm not too familiar with all the Cali fighters, but I'm trying to make myself familiar. So we'll just start off with, where are you from? Where did you grow up? Where's that from?
I just grew up all around Orange County, basically. Garden Grove, Westminster, and then stayed in Irvine.
Nice. And what's
Yeah.
your ethnic background?
Cambodian.
Okay, okay, nice. Yeah, is
Yeah.
that the? I like that name, Khath. That's I've never heard that before. I have a few Cambodian friends, but never heard that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so in and out of Cali, where's where you grew up? Did you do plenty of sports growing up? Any martial arts experience as a kid, or when did you kind of discover like the martial arts world?
I did a lot of sports growing up, no martial arts. My brother actually got me into sumo yama, and then I started cardio kickboxing, and then it took off from
Nice. What age were you when you started cardio kickboxing?
there. Not sure exactly. Maybe my 20s,
Okay.
mid
Yeah,
20s.
yeah. Young adult, young adulthood. It's a good time to find the sport. I feel like that's always a really
Yeah.
pivotal time for us, as we're coming into adulthood. It's good to get a healthy habit going. So what kind of kept you going with it? Cardio kickboxing is a little different from like full contact. So what kind of kept you going and made you want to fight?
Um, I was just doing cardio kickboxing, and then I joined. Um, I didn't join. I just went to like the fight team, got my ass kicked every day, and then I kept coming back, and then they saw potential in me and asked me to take a PKB or a smoker fight back then.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
the point matches, the smokers. Yeah, those are always good for developing fighters for sure. For sure.
yeah.
That's awesome. Do you have any like inspirations in the sport as far as like kickboxers go? Any pros that you look up to or high level amateurs, anything like that?
I mean, just the basic guys that everyone looks up to: Sanchai, Boy Cow, Haggerty. He's pretty badass too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, all those
those
guys
guys.
are great. I think they
Yeah,
have, I think one is actually, I think they're doing a card tonight, actually. I gotta tune into that later. But yeah,
yeah,
definitely a lot of class action going on over there in Asia with the fighting scene for sure, for sure. And
yeah.
what is your current record? I forgot to ask you that as well.
As of right now, 7-4.
Okay, yeah. So you can bring in a lot of experience, and you fought twice for Fighters Rep so far.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And I watched that first fight. I believe it was with Jimmy Truesdale was your opponent in the first matchup. And that fight was really great. Like I watched the whole thing. You were super dominant. You caught him with a lot of big shots. But I think I heard in the commentary you were coming off like a 3 year layoff. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, I just had just life, and then I had injuries, back issues, and then yeah, it just took me a while to get back in my rhythm and stay consistently training because I was like in and out of training, not training hard enough to take another fight. So, but then once I got back on it, I'm trying to stay on it right now
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
But
it's definitely hard, easy to fall off, hard to get back on it, right?
yeah, so I had to build back up.
Yeah, for sure. And you're out of training at a team Oyama?
Correct.
Okay. How long have you been at that gym?
I believe since 2010.
Oh, wow, okay. So yeah, nice long time there. That's great.
Yeah.
Who's your trainer over there? Who's like the main guy?
Colin Oyama, and
Okay.
then Romy Adanza kind of took over the Muay Thai side, and then Colin focuses more on his side now. He helps with both.
Yeah. What's the gym atmosphere like over at Team Oyama? What's a typical training schedule look like?
6:30 to about 9 o'clock. I'm there.
In the afternoon?
Yeah, so right after work, I go there,
Yeah.
stay there till like about 9, get home about 9:30. That's my day, Monday to Thursday.
Long, a nice long training session, right? To get it going. Do you guys have a
Yeah, and
lot
then
of competitors at the gym? Like, what's the gym like out there?
oh yeah, there's a lot of top level guys. You got there's a lot of high level MMA guys too. Alex Perez, you got Fernando Padilla just got signed to the UFC. There's a lot of really tough guys, up and comers. Gianni, he's trying to make it up there. A couple other guys too.
Nice, nice. Sounds like you have a lot of training partners and good experience and leadership happening over there.
Yeah.
Good. And what's like the amateur scene like in Cali? I typically ask all the fighters this because I'm just curious. Coming from Florida, it's very different over here to say the least. It's there's a lot of like MMA and mixed rules fights, but as far as like pure striking, it's harder to come by. So how's it been for you? Like, what's your experience been like out in the West Coast?
Um, just same old same. There's just a lot of hungry guys out there that just want to make it to the top of the titles. Yeah, there's no easy fight. Everyone's tough.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I keep hearing. I'm hoping that we get like an East versus West tournament. That's what I think is stirring up here at Fighters Rep, or at least that's what I feel like is going on. I think George is trying to set it all up for us. So we
That
got
would
a
be exciting.
comment in here. Yeah, we got a comment in here too from Joshua. Says, "What's up, guys? What's up, champ?" So yeah, I want to get into some of these fights with you, Tony. The name TKO, I like that as well. Is that just something that kind of rolled off the tongue, or is it? I think it's your Instagram tag, right?
Yeah, just because my initials TK and then just TKO just makes sense.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
everyone just went TKO. Just
Well,
what
that's
everyone calls
not,
me.
yeah, that's not a bad nickname as far as nicknames go. I mean, shoot. Might as well have one of those. So, all right.
Yeah.
So let's get back to this fight with Jimmy. I kind of got off topic here, but yeah. So you came off a layoff. You looked really, really good. I was very impressed with like the volume and a lot of the strikes you threw. You caught him with like a nice head kick, I think, in like the second or third round, and you looked really, really dominant in the ring. Is that how you felt when you were in there taking the fight coming off of that long layoff? Like, did you see and feel like how aggressive you were being, or how was it like stepping into the ring for you after that layoff?
Yeah, I wanted to push the pace. I felt better. My cardio got better. I stopped smoking, vaping. Um, I stopped drinking a little bit longer than I usually do for fights now. Um, so yeah, that all like helped with my cardio and stuff. And yeah, I felt good. I feel more aggressive than when I used to fight. So in sparring, I'm always pushing the pace now.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I was just gonna ask you, is that your typical fight style? Are you typically the aggressor? Or are you more of like a counter striker? Like, how would you describe your style?
Um, Kind of like before it was both, but now I feel like I like to be the aggressor. I like to push the pace.
Yeah, yeah, I saw that. I mean, it was a beautiful performance. So I have to give you your flowers there because I really was impressed by that.
Thank
He
you.
looked like a big guy. You guys are featherweight, so is that 125 again for Frederick?
Uh,
120,
127.
127. Okay, I knew it.
Yeah,
I was like, I knew I'm getting mixed up here. So 127. Yeah, I mean, he looked pretty big for 127. You're definitely
mhm,
the thinner guy. Excuse me, I can
yeah,
tell, but yeah, he was pretty thick. So that was a great performance to have coming off of a long layoff. Really hard to do. I think people underestimate sometimes like what it's like to take time off and get back in there and be so dominant. So that was
yeah.
awesome. So let's get into this last fight because you and I kind of messaged about it a little bit. There
Mhm,
was a weight miss. Someone missed weight at weigh-ins. Your opponent, Nathan Hawthorne. Is that correct?
correct.
Okay, so he misses weight, so now he can't fight for the title. And now you guys are going into this 5 round matchup for the interim title, which David Marquez typically holds. So, how do you feel after all of this? Like the weigh-ins happen, he misses weight. He can't win the title. How are you feeling going into the fight after that?
Yeah, so they said I would get the belt automatically if he came back and he still missed weight. We give him about an hour to try to cut it and make the weight so he still can do it. Yeah, so I got the belt already automatically, and then they asked if I still wanted to take the fight. I asked my coach, I was like, "What are you gonna do? I'll do it if if you agree." He agreed, and then we took the fight. Um, yeah, so getting the belt that way is not something I wanted. You know, to get the belt, I want to fight David next just to secure it and so that I am the champ.
Yeah.
So you got to beat the champ. So yeah, he's still the champ. I want to fight him. I was supposed to do it September. Some stuff came up, so I think we're gonna aim for November.
Oh, nice. Yeah, the November show. That's awesome. Yeah, didn't realize the weight class when I saw interim. Was he out on injury, David, or is he just like
From what I saw, because I know his coach. I think he was fighting for another title, which he
right?
got.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I see him out there racking up belts on his Instagram. So okay, that makes sense then. So all right, so
Yeah.
you basically got the belt on the scale. You're going into the fight as the champion. And when the fight starts, I thought you came out pretty hot. I thought you were doing well with your distancing. You landed a nice couple teeps and you had really good ring control in the first rounds. But I felt like I kind of saw you slow down a little bit in that fight. How did you feel about that? Because compared to your first bout that I saw you fight on Fighters Rep with Jimmy, like you were coming out hot, swinging, landing shots. I mean, I was
Yeah.
impressed by that. I was like, whoa, this guy's got it. Like, he knows how to put combinations together, landing everything. And then in this fight, you started out that way, but you kind of slowed down. What do you think maybe like contributed to that? Did you feel that in the fight? Like, how did you feel in this fight against Nathan?
Yeah, so leading up to the fight, I it's just one of those off nights. Like when I'm in the back warming up, I can tell when I'm on. And when I fought Jimmy, I felt good. I was bouncing around, felt light. When I warmed up at the back for the recent fight, I felt a little sluggish, and then I didn't have that bounce I normally do. So I was like, damn, this is the wrong night to have it. It's a 5 round fight, so I just went in there and did my best. Post fight, yeah, that's what happened. I don't want to make excuses. It is what it is.
Yeah, yeah. I think he definitely too. He was much bigger. Like he again, like you could just see the size difference on the camera. And I had to go back and double check the weight class again. I was like, wait a minute, what weight class is this? Because he's thick and he's stout and he's got these big shoulders and big rib cage. Like, for a smaller guy like yourself, a little more narrow, like, you're gonna have to put more power behind those shots or land them so accurately that you
Yeah,
know what I mean? And if you just can't get your timing right, then it's just like you're just gonna be keeping him at bay all night. So but you guys had a great fifth round exchange too. Like when it got to that fifth round, I think you kind of knew it was close, and I saw both of you pick it up. What was that like going into that? Because even the commentating was just like, they're like, oh, here we go, like they're slugging it out, they're both swinging for the fences. Like, is that how you felt going into the fifth?
yeah. I was like, all right, last round. I just gotta do everything I can to try to win this last round. But I think he actually stole that last round. Um, I felt the last round. I think it was like the last 30, 40 seconds. I felt like someone got a vacuum and just sucked the energy out of me, and my body just felt so heavy, and I got stuck. And then he was landing these big shots on me. I'm just like, oh man, this is not good.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Did you have a tough weight cut for this camp? Maybe that's why your legs got a little tired. Sometimes my husband tells me when he has a tough cut, like his leg, he feels like, oh, I can't move, like I'm stuck in there.
No, actually, this weight cut was actually pretty easy. I don't think I hydrated right
Yeah, yeah.
or as much as I should have. Yeah.
Yeah, it's always
So
a balancing act. Like it's so difficult, especially for you thin guys. My husband's really tiny too, so he doesn't typically like he's not cutting 15, 20 pounds a camp. He's cutting maybe 8 at the most, like towards the end. So it's like when
yeah,
he does this cut, like right cut for him, most people have to actually cut like 10, 15 pounds. He's like, it's so tedious and there's so much that can like go wrong or right. And then yeah, rehydrating is like the number one thing. So but I thought you looked great in the fight all around, just a little slower than what I was used to seeing from the Jimmy fight. You had
yeah,
great ring controls always. You were doing, I like to say, like you're edging, the ring, like you were doing the big circle at the edge of the ring. Like just, you had great pace and great distance. So is that like from your training? Like where do you get your footwork from? Because I feel like you're very elusive and good at just like being right on the edge. Like where would you contribute that from?
Not too sure. Maybe just from training. I'm always bouncing around in training, trying to be elusive, trying to hit and not get hit. I mean, I used to be a break dancer. Maybe the footwork for
Oh,
that.
that's what it is. That's what it is.
Maybe.
All those
Yeah.
windmills that you do and all the top all the top rocking. I know a bit
Yeah.
of it. That's awesome. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great. I agree there. I think that's what gives you that like smooth. I would, you know, now that you say that, that's kind of what I thought when I was watching it like subconsciously. I was like, he looks like he's like about to break it down right now. Like he's about to go in there and
I felt
battle it.
that a little bit.
Hey, listen, your next fight, if you win, you got to do that. You got to give me a little top rock break in there afterwards.
Maybe I'll throw like a flare or a windmill or something.
Yeah, yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
breakdancers have great body control. I mean, those are some of the strongest like people on the planet. They can just like contort their body in so many different ways. So that's
Yeah.
awesome. We have a question in here. Sorry. Alan Clay says he has a question. Okay, go ahead. Ask the question. And then we got another comment from Joshua saying, "Can't wait to see Khath and Marquez unify the title at a future show. Will be a banger." I agree because David Marquez is on fire right now. You know, as you said, he's like fighting for belts. See it all the time on social media, and you know,
Mhm.
I think George told me he won the West Coast like tournament for the featherweight division, and then he's been defending the belt up until now. So, how do you feel going into a fight against David? Like knowing his style, seeing him out there, you know, taking all these belts. Like, what's that like for you coming off of this split decision loss as the champ? How are you feeling
Mhm.
going into a future matchup with him?
We sparred before. We sparred like maybe 3 times. He cross trains at my buddy's gym, Beehive. So we met before. He's a cool guy. Um, yeah, I mean, when we sparred, it was like maybe 1 round, 2 rounds, but 5 rounds, you got, your endurance, your cardio, and a lot of things goes into play. The weight cut,
Yeah.
so it's a lot different when you get in there. So yeah, I'm excited to fight him. Unify the belt, see how it goes, and we'll go from there.
Yeah. What do you think of his style? I think he's a very like aggressive fighter, but also very unorthodox. Like, would you agree with that?
Yeah, he has heavy hands. He likes to throw a lot. I've been working on my hands too, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's whatever gets hot, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, he's got some crazy. I think he catches people from a lot of different angles too. He's got the element of surprise there because you kind of never know where he's going to come from, and then he'll just sprint at you. So it can
Yeah,
take you off guard a lot. But hey, your footwork, your breakdancing footwork, and the way you kind of circle the ring, that might work in your favor for that. So I
hopefully.
also wanted to know. I really like some of the body kicks you threw against Nathan. I was watching. I think it was like toward the end. I mean, in the beginning you had a lot of really good shots, but at the end you started to land because you're southpaw, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so your back leg was just like, man, his rib was wide open and it was just like clean every time. And I was like, oh, you should like do that sooner, TK, do that sooner. Cause I thought that was gonna be the shot to take him down. It was super crisp.
Yeah, he had a good distance management. He kept making me miss a lot, and then I just couldn't get my one night. It was just like off night. I couldn't get my timing right. I couldn't get the flow I wanted to. Like I couldn't do what I want. Yeah. I just
Yeah.
it was off night for me.
Off night. Yeah, I can tell. I mean, honestly, the difference from the Jimmy fight to this one, I was just like, oh, yeah, you look like a little bit like something wasn't clicking, or maybe you just didn't feel right going into it. But I was like, man, watching your performance against Jimmy was amazing. And that was the type of performance I was hoping to see. And hopefully we'll see it in the next one because that was a banger, man. Like you landed some crisp combinations in that fight. You really put together a beautiful performance. So I know we'll see it coming from Tony TKO soon. So I'm
Yeah.
excited for that. We have 4 shows. I just want to go over them real quick. Four
Mhm.
shows happening at the end of the year. So we've got September 7th in Cali, November 23rd, which we're hoping to see you on one of those to unify the belt. And then we've got
Yeah.
September 21st and December 14th here on the East Coast in Florida, you guys. So make sure you go to fightersrep.com right now because the tickets just went on sale on Wednesday and you can get tickets to all 4 events. Also, if you want to watch the streams, you can hear my commentary on the East Coast and the other guys on the West Coast if you join the channel. The channel is $9.99 a month. All right, it's free cancellation. You can cancel at any time, but you can go back and watch Tony's fights. You can go back and watch David's fights. Kind of see this 127 weight class stirring up out here. And that, like I said, guys, is $9.99 a month. Everything goes back into the promotion. George does a great job of allocating the funds right back into the promotion. He's trying his very best to continue to grow it, grow kickboxing, especially out here on the East Coast. And if you or anyone you know is interested in being on the Fighters Rep cards and shows, reach out to them now because they are currently matchmaking and they put on great performances. I have yet to come out to Cali and see a show, but I watch them all, via YouTube. And it looks like you guys have a sick venue out there. Like, is it outdoors? Is that like it's under like a roof
Like
or?
a tent. Looks like
Yeah.
kind of like a tent. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks really cool. It looks way bigger than where we're at. I think the venue he got in Florida was nice. It's really big, but yours is it's like a big old tent and like outside you can tell. So like the
Oh yeah.
walk-up stage. How do you feel about the walk-up stage that he puts on for you guys?
Oh yeah, it's pretty cool. Everything, you know, it's a really good show, really good promotion. No one like really does the highlights like they do. And then yeah, everything's put together really well.
Yeah, yeah, and he loves to give you guys a platform and everything. I heard too when I was watching your fights, you have a huge crowd that comes out for you. They kept shouting TKO. Is that family, friends, gym members? You got a little
Yeah,
entourage
that's
out there.
everyone. Yeah, the whole crew.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. I'm excited to see you fight again. Tony, I just want to ask you, what do you see yourself doing in the future as far as, competing goes? How do you feel about continuing to compete for Fighters Rep and your plans on defending the belt?
Yeah, future plans. At my age right now, I don't want to make any future plans. I just want to go fight by fight. See how my body feels, see, if everything's gonna hold up. So just looking forward to fighting David, and then we'll see what happens after that.
Yeah, yeah. I can't wait. Like I said, I think he's trying to stir up a little tournament, East Coast versus West Coast. I know we got a couple 127 pounders over here who are duking it out, hungry for, a shot to unify both belts too, as well, like an East and West unification tournament, which would be interesting because I don't know where that would be at. I don't know if he would make us come out to Cali, Florida, neutral zone, who knows. But I'm excited either way. I look forward to seeing you fight. I was hanging on here for a minute to see if Alan wants to jump in with his question, but I don't think we're going to get a chance to see it.
Hmm.
He hasn't typed, but maybe you can message Tony and ask him your question yourself. But that's
Yeah.
all from me, guys. Tony, thank you so much for jumping on. I really, really appreciate your time. And I look forward to seeing you compete again.
All right. Thanks
All
for
right.
the interview.
Yeah, yeah, no problem. We'll keep in touch. I'll make sure you get some breakdancing moves in your training for your next fight. I'll DM you
All
some
right.
training moves, and then we'll see if you
Got
can
it.
break them down in the ring next time.
Sounds good.
All right,
Thank
thanks
you.
again, Tony. Thanks for jumping on.
All right. Peace out.